and really, I guess, complements the likes of Conti and Egan in that midfield group.
Sarah Hosking is such an integral cultural piece, I think, to this Richmond side. 5 years in the leadership group, and it was great last week to get her, see her get some scoreboard reward for effort.
Yeah, it was 2 goals from the 11 touches. It's a really impactful game from Sarah Hosking. We know what she's like as a player. She's a real competitive beast in there, and just one of those in and under players. So really rewarding effort for her last week to get those couple of goals.
Time to welcome in the 4th member of our commentary team. Isabella Leem-Brugan is downstairs. Bella, it's a nice day to be a boundary rider.
Absolutely beautiful, Ben. Hello to you and the team. Yes, it's 20 degrees, sunny, a few clouds out, but just glorious conditions for football here at Coffs International Stadium. The first time an AFLW fixture has been brought here to the ground, which is very exciting. Now, I've been chatting to the Swans, and of course, as you mentioned, the laid out for them today was Alana Woodward. Suffered a partial ACL tear at training on Thursday night, which is pretty awful news for the Swans, but they were quick to stress, however, that we may still see her back out there again this year. They said the nature of the injury, they will just have to weigh up as the season progresses, the risk versus reward of bringing her out, but it still is a possibility, which is better news.
Thanks very much, Bella. It's just the Thursday night sessions for Sydney have become a little bit of a casualty ward, unfortunately, in the past couple of weeks. 7 days earlier, Chloe Malloy, we know that had that knee injury. Then Alana Woodward suffered it on the most recent Thursday night. Cynthia Hamilton also was withdrawn on the Friday as well because she suffered a quad injury. So the Swans hoping to get their second win, as are the Tigers, as we get underway here from Coffs Harbour. Great to have your company wherever you're watching NAB AFLW action. Ellie McKenzie involved early, big tackle applied there from Bullis.
Geez, that's a nice duo with Conti and Montana Ham right next to each other.
There is Conti, got a little hand pass away. Kelly gets the quick kick forward. Sarah Hosking applying the pressure, forcing an early stoppage. Ella Heads was the player getting up there for the Swans. Like Brenna Tarrant, played all 24 games for the Swans. Gardner towards the edge of the square. Coming through with an opportunity here is Hurley. First inside 50 of the game. Task set here for Lexi Hamilton. Coming out to make it though is Graham, and she was clean really well and got the hand pass away. Hosking brought down heavily by Heads. Another strong tackle from the Swans defender.
That's a good tackle to start off the game. Those moments that you really need to stick early on to set the tone for your team.
Dempsey, Conti accelerates away. Got easily away there from Bullison. The 1-2 at the top of her game, the reigning AFLW best and fairest. Chopped off here by O'Sullivan. Well played by the Tigers just to keep it close to goal. In fact, they win the footy back in the end through Yassir. And at the back, Hosking! Great contested mark. First goal-scoring opportunity.
It was a nice build-up by the Tigers then, obviously through the likes of Conti, that run and dash along the wing. And Yassir, that forward pressure, that's what you love to see. And Hosking just reading that play really quickly, pushing back and taking a nice mark deep inside 50 to give Richmond their first opportunity of the game.
2 goals, 1 from 11 touches last week for Sarah Hosking. Missed round 1 with a hamstring injury, been a long off season for her trying to get that right. She's got it right, and she's hitting the scoreboard for the Tigers again.
And that's just pure work rate from Sarah Hosking. She was the player that got tackled further up the ground, and for her to work back and be on the last line to create that is incredible. And that's what she does. That's what leaders do, that work rate around the ground. It's a really good mark with the pressure coming forward. Probably would have been given the free kick regardless. I think, I'm not sure the Swans had eyes on the ball, but just a nice finish and a good start for the Richmond Tigers.
Chemist Warehouse replay for the first goal of the game. Sarah Hosking picking up from where she left off last week. Match up there with Tarrant. Ball back in the middle. Kelly doing the ruck work, and McKenzie with power and then penetration on the kick, hoping for Brennan. Mitchell looks like she has got the matchup on the Richmond captain today.
Geez, that was a nice centre clearance there by McKenzie. Conti just playing a really selfless role, bringing her opponent out to allow McKenzie that space to run through.
Pretty nice luxury for Ryan Ferguson when Monconti can play the selfless team role. Seymour was just careful in the end not to get a clean kick on that footy, so it will be tossed back in on the wing here. Seymour, the mainstay of this Richmond side for many seasons. Beautiful conditions for footy in Coffs Harbour. Early pouncing on it, couldn't quite find a teammate cleanly. Davis, the ruck. Big opportunity for Giselle Davis, the former Gold Coast Sun, having a turn as the number one ruck today with Ali Morfitt managed, the All-Australian from last year. Sheeran, penetrating kick. It's a deep one. But Brenna Tarrant doing what she does best.
Just reads it well. Good body there to block out an opponent. Guys, it's not an easy person to play on, a big body.
Dangerous kick.
Really well.
Sorry, Ruby. Dangerous kick from McAvoy. Berylson bounced on the loose ball and found Lachlan. Lachlan originally wasn't picked in the selected side, but Cynthia Hamilton's withdrawal. Lachlan will play his third game of the season. Hand marks. It's been turned over. Coming across was Kelly to intercept. There's along the wing. Just waiting at the back there was Levy. Read it well, and she's got plenty of speed to burn. Campbell just was set a task, though. Ham so strong in the contest. Fed it back. The Tigers will win the ball back, holding the ball.
Some really good pressure moments here from the Tigers to start off with.
Sheeran was involved. Greiser! Good luck defending that.
And the kick inside 50 as well. You know, we talk about the likes of how damaging Monconti can be and Ellie McKenzie, but you add Sheeran into the mix as well, and you know, you've got the likes of Grace Egan in there. So they've got contributors amongst the board in their midfield group that can have those inside 50 entries to the likes of a Greiser or Katie Brennan.
Such a dominant presence inside the forward arc for the Tigers. That kick is off target. It stays in play though, and she'll call it an assist. Katie Brennan marks. It's going to be 50, so now it's a certain goal coming up for the Tigers captain.
Bit of a coach killer, that one. If you're Scotty Gowans, you're just looking and you want to be one-on-one in D50, making sure you're doing a really good job on your players.
Mitchell sends it, Brennan rather sends it deep, and the Tigers have two. The free kick was against Alice Mitchell, and the players go on with it afterwards as well. Tense scenes inside the Richmond forward 50 early.
Yeah, as the Swans defenders, you've just got to be locked on there, and you can see that kick from Greiser. There was definitely a little bit of wind that took it a bit wayward, but you need to be just closer to your direct opponent to ensure that you can kill that ground ball, and the 50 afterwards not ideal either, I would say.
Big confidence booster for Richmond early, with two of their prime leaders in Brennan and Hosking kicking the opening couple of goals. Sydney yet to have had the one inside 50, but ball has essentially lived inside of Richmond's forward half in this opening quarter. Conti to Levy, inside 50, awesome mark coming out from Yasir. Bubbly presence early and spears it to perfection to her captain.
Richmond's use of their wingers is just so impressive. You know, see that she probably could blaze away, chuck it on the boot, but to bring Levy into the game, who's in space and can make that really good decision going forward to hit up their captain inside 50, it's what makes them a really damaging team.
66 goals in 55 games for Katie Brennan. Make it 67. The Tigers are hot in Coffs.
It's an impressive start here by Richmond. 3 goals straight. And Yasir is just following the trend for Richmond. Those kicks inside 50, that's 5 marks inside their forward 50 to start off this game. They're going at 71% kicking efficiency already, so a really hot start by them. A great finish by Katie Brennan, and that's the last thing you want for Sydney, to allow her to get off to a hot start with 2 goals.
She came into the game 0 goals 3 in round 1, 1 behind last week. The first couple of kicks 2 goals straight. 5 marks inside 50 already. Authoritative in the ruck there as Lexi Hamilton went to ground. Tigers paddling the ball forward here. Excellent play from Dempsey. Retreats to Sheeran, who's hit the ground running upon return. Brennan again. Mitchell did well to get the fist in there and not give away the free kick. Tarrant brought down. Just got a handball away. Ford trying to run onto it. In the end, it's pounced on by Collier. Goes around the body, but Lachlan is wrapped up immediately by Miller.
I think something we haven't probably given credit to yet is Kelly in the ruck.
Yeah.
The 9 hit-outs already, just giving really first access to those mids there in the Richmond midfield.
Well, that last hit out was impressive. Just completely took body, took it on, and completely gave him first access.
Richmond with the free, and it's in dangerous hands. We've already seen what Yasir has been able to do. Pausiger, a couple of recent draftees. 81% time in forward half for the Tigers early stages. 3 Tigers went for that footy. Gardner and the Swans is going to be coming back the other way through Seymour. Too strong there for Privatelli. Inside 50. Just dropped on that occasion by McClelland.
I think with that last free kick there by Gardner, just probably needed to take her time a little bit, allow her forward to set up her midfielders to get back and get some support in front of the footy, because they're really under the pressure, under the pump at the moment.
Sheeran applying the tackle. What a story Sheeran has been. Dual All-Australian and finished behind Monconti in both best and fairest counts in the last 2 years. Levy just corralling there. Collier just able to get the handball away. Matty Collier back into the side after missing round 2 due to concussion.
Hayley Bullis giving Monconti a lot of attention, not giving her a sniff. Where Conti's going to get away from her, though, is in that ball transition. She's so hard to keep up with. Her tank and her change of speed as well. She's really able to lose players.
McClelland decisively down. Bullis was bumped off it by Egan, which allowed Conti to get some space and kick towards half-forward Yasir. Just dropped the mark. Sheeran was waiting to pounce. O'Sullivan wrapped up by Yasir. Tigers are relentless with their work on and off the footy at the moment.
Well, when the pressure's high, it's even the perceived pressure at the moment. The Swans seem a little rattled even before Lucy McAvoy dropping an uncontested mark. It's very unlike her to not read those correctly. That's that pressure.
Kennedy turns it over. Dempsey's been busy early disposing on the 5 coming up for her. And it's perfectly weighted. Katie Brennan looking ominous inside the arc today.
Geez, how good have their kicks been inside 50 to start off this game, Ruby? I mean, just a lower end.
Unfortunately, you only got one really decent tall defender.
Katie Brennan, 3 marks, 3 kicks, 3 goals. The skipper making a statement.
And that's massive for Katie Brennan's confidence as well. We know that she's had injury-riddled couple seasons, but as the skipper, to be able to step up early in the season and put 3 goals in the first quarter for her side against a good Sydney Swans outfit, it's a really good look. And the Tigers, we spoke about them lowering the eyes. They're just picking apart the Swans at the moment, and the Swans are getting caught between 2 minds, whether they come forward and pressure or roll back and defend that kick inside 50.
They've had the 8 inside 50s to Sydney's 1 to start off this game. And that accuracy in front of goal, I mean, 4 goals straight is just so impactful for Richmond's point of view.
6th time that Katie Brennan has kicked at least 3 goals in a game. Her career best is 4. We've still got 3 quarters and change left. Sydney desperately need the next one. Need some momentum. Bullis kicks towards half-forward. Privatelli on the lead. Gets some separation from Seymour. Tigers done well to get back and clog up the 50. Davis was the target. And in the end, Graham taps it towards the line. Disguised it well enough.
It's a good opportunity here for Sydney. Just keeping the ball inside their forward 50 and need to lock it in here. Try to create an opportunity, score a goal.
What can they do from this forward 50 stoppage? Davis, if you count, if you hit out, if you get a Falcon. Ball spills free here. Cooper on debut. Nice little step in there from Wheel in the late inclusion. Oh, courageous mark.
And this is where the Swans are just missing Cynthia Hamilton and Chloe Malloy, because
also doing the damage. Was she taken high? Might not. Also doing the damage. Was she taken high? Might not matter. Brennan tries to get free and is called for a ball up in the end.
It was a great tackle there by Mitchell. Really good pressure to stop that and lock that one here.
Brennan doing the ruck work on this occasion. Greiser. Can't quite get hands free. 5 minutes left in this opening quarter. The quarter dominated by Richmond. Brennan decisively down. Conti trying to run onto it. Two Tigers players collide in the end. And the Swans can bring it away. Into the middle from Hurley. Hicks tracking it. Took on a couple of Swans. And the ball up is called.
the Swans just looking a little indecisive there. I think Giselle Davies had to get to that mark then, just sort of let the ball drop and then created that stoppage. She just got there, could have had the ball inside forward 50.
Lexi Hamilton, spectacular jump over the top. Couldn't quite get the territory she was after. Big Swans tackle on that occasion, drawing a big response from the home crowd, as Bella mentioned off the top. First game, AFLW game at Coffs Harbour. So a free kick out of the ruck here. Some high contact going away with McClelland. Towards half on it, landed in the middle of three Swans players, and it could prove costly. Beautiful kick from McKenzie. Hosky needs the kind bounce, didn't get it, allows Brennan to get free. Handballs back to Greiser. The Richmond forwards can't get a fifth major. Greiser misses to the left.
Their first blemish on the scoreline, but geez, that just looked dangerous. Every player that went near that there for Richmond just looked really dangerous and looked like they were about to impact the play.
Smothered off the boots, that won't be paid a mark. It's coming back deep inside 50 here for the Tigers. Tucked up in the pocket, they cannot be stopped. Shevlin with a sharpshooter finish.
I mean, this pressure from Richmond is just huge. They're just playing with so much confidence in this first quarter. That's a great finish there by Shevlin. I mean, the way that they're sharing the footy inside their forward 50 as well, Ruby, is allowing them opportunities to get different scoring avenues. And that time, Shevlin, the beneficiary of that.
Absolutely, and we know they like to use their hands out of stoppage, but their ability to also do that in forward 50 creates those kinds of opportunities. And that was Beck Miller that started that chain. The tall defender came up inside 50, took that intercept mark and actually sidestepped a couple of players as well, gave a little goosey, showed some candy and was able to just create that handball chain. But a really good finish by Shevlin there. The inside 50s, 11-2 Richmond's way, so really showing that forward half dominance.
It's a really hot start by Richmond, isn't it?
Already it's their second best first quarter. Their best is 5-2-32 against the Giants a couple of years ago.
And Sydney have evened up around the clearances point of view. It's 9-8 in favour of Richmond by 1 as Ham gets a good clearance here.
Deep clearance. Inside 50 it goes. Forward with some speed. Didn't quite get the hook she was after, but it stays in play. And in the end, Cooper can't keep it in.
I think it's that second phase of the contest, Ruby, that Richmond are dominating in. They're getting to that next part of the game. They're able to find a target, move the ball nicely, find a mark, and just transition it nicely into their forward line, which Sydney are really struggling to get to that second phase of the contest.
Going to have the insight from two current AFLW stars, Ruby Slice and Ellie Blackburn, joining us here in commentary as Miller gets back and thumps it through. It's the Swans' first score of the game.
For the Tigers here at this stage, you're probably thinking, right, let's just take the sting out of the game. We've got 3 quarters ahead of us. We've set ourselves up really nicely. Let's just manage this ball here, find a mark, chip our way up the field. And if we put ourselves in a scoring position, then we pull the trigger.
Bounce important here. Egan runs onto it and had teammate free. Egan involved again, but turned it over. Nice sidestep there from Davis. Kicks inside 50. Privatelli leads the race. Seymour right with her A minute 40 left.
This is good here for Sydney. A good little minute patch of footy. Able to lock the ball inside their forward half. Have some good repeated inside 50 entries. Create some stoppages. Allow themselves an opportunity to score.
Falcon hit out this time off Lexi Hamilton. Holding the ball is the call.
That still counts, right?
Sure.
Noggin hit out.
Potentially.
Levy always covers the wing so well for Richmond. Missed all of last season with a nasty toe injury. Great to see her back fit and firing. Mackenzie, strong hands.
Been good to start this quarter.
Waste no time. Just ran into trouble though. There were 4 Swans around. And the Tigers are held up. Disappointed Mackenzie.
It's the right idea. Tried to take the game on. Thought she had a player there in Yasir, but the look-away hand pass doesn't always work. But, I mean, you're 5 goals up. You can run the risk early on.
Gets the clearance this time, Mackenzie. Hoping for Egan. Gets Egan, but she was brought down. No free kick paid.
Now, if you're the Swans around that stoppage, Ellie Mackenzie's just had the ball in her hands and she's looking creative, had a good first quarter. As we see, a bit of a tip here, but surely someone's getting to her around that stoppage. She was completely by herself, boundary side.
Lots of whistles on the play here. Montana Ham involved, McClellan involved as well. Laura Gardner and Yasir. Free kick going the way of Richmond out of all of this. Non-controlling umpire again has played a free kick and it might be reversed. Going back to Sydney. Tempers flaring in Coffs Harbour.
You can always count on Yasir to fly the flag for the Tigers. She always seems to be in there in all those tussles.
There's a couple of players that don't surprise you.
No, definitely not.
At the moment.
You steer clear of them on the field, don't you?
Try your best.
Gardner just looks, I think, content at the moment to stem the bleeding. Towards the wing, through the hands of Egan. McAvoy got a cool bounce. Egan gives to Kelly. One final chance here for Richmond to score. Thumped away by Tarrant, away from Kaiser. Sheeran. Did she get a clean handball away? Umpire was right on the spot and pings her for holding the ball. Important tackle by Hausiger on the last, basically on the last play of that first quarter. McAvoy turns and goes, but that is a statement quarter from Richmond. 5 goals to zip, their second best opening quarter in their AFLW history, and they lead 5-1-31 to the Swans, 1 behind. Don't go anywhere. Second quarter on the other side of this.
All right, there we go, folks. What a big quarter from the Richmond Tigers. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Just dropped the mic. There we go. The Richmond Tigers, big quarter in the opening, 5-1-31, leading the Sydney Swans 1 behind, 1 point. There we go. Shout out to the manager in the house, Tino Bem. A mega love shout out. Coffs, thanks for coming in. Always good to have the manager in here looking after everything. Ryan, how you going, brother? What's going on? Ryan's at the game. Still trying to track you down there, Ryan. Still trying to track you down. It's a little bit hard with when the game going a little bit quick. Carly, how you going? Welcome in. Good stuff. But we're trying to track you down there, Ryan. Yeah, always on the fence is a good chance behind the goals where they take a still shot. There we go. Let's have a look at the match stats. There is the lineups of the teams, just in case we didn't get them before the game started. And of course, for the Swans, Cooper, Collier, Woodward, and Hamilton come in. Hillier, Lachlan, Morford, Vale go out. Sheeran come in for the Tigers, and Charlie Ryan going. All right, let's have a look at some of the players' stats there for the opening quarter of this game, and we're going to get back down to the ground in just a moment. There we go. Laura Gardner there, tops the table there with 8 disposals so far in this opening quarter for the Swans. She's having a good game. 5 kicks, 3 handballs, 1 mark, 3 tackles. Doing fantastic there. Look at the next best for the Sydney Swans is three possessions from Brennan Tarrant. So Laura Gardner having a cracking game. Ellie McKenzie there, tops the table there for the Richmond Tigers with 7 disposals, 3 kicks. Grace Egan with 6, also with Kate Dempsey. Let's just roll down the board a little bit. Tell you what, 5 goals in the opening quarter. It's a big effort from the Richmond Tigers. They're doing a great job there, the girls. Something you don't often see, folks, with a 5-goal opening quarter. It's the second best quarter in the team's history, the opening quarter. So looking at the goal kickers, Katie Brennan, have a look at that. 4 disposals. She's had 3 kicks. For every kick, she kicked a goal. 3 goals. Well done, Katie. Let's see if she can boot 10 for the day. That would be something certainly exciting to see. Maddie Shelvin there, and of course, Sarah Hosking, the other goal scorers for Richmond. As you can see, Richmond dominating this match all over the ground so far. Just about double the disposal count, mostly in the handballs, because it's only 11 kicks to the Tigers, 16 to the Tigers in the handballs. Inside 50s. Sydney just the 4 inside 50s for the 1 scoring shot, whereas Richmond inside 11 times. They're getting plenty of ball inside their forward 50 for 6 scoring shots. Disposal efficiency down a little bit. Sydney, I'll be looking to lift that in the second quarter. 64% for the Tigers, going well. Efficiency inside 50 Tigers. Big numbers there, 63%. Of course, Sydney want to lift that. Free kicks, not too much in that, 3 to 5. The hit-outs, Tigers leading that by 6. Clearances, all tied up. Stoppage clearances, pretty similar. Centre clearances, Tigers by a couple there. Contested possession, Tigers by 6 there, but uncontested possession. Controlling the ball, got most of the play there, 32-14. Turnovers, of course, Sydney with a few more. The marks, well, Sydney on top in that department. Look at those marks inside, 57-0. That's a big number in anyone's thought. 7 men or women's game. That's a huge number in the opening quarter. All right, let's get back down to the ground, and we're going to head in for the second quarter, whereas Richmond Tigers by 30 points.
We don't have a heap of options down there with height, so we'll give her another quarter, see how that goes.
And you had a host of changes, obviously, heading into this game. How do you think the girls are adjusting to them?
It takes a little bit of adjusting. We've had to change our style a little bit, it's just the way it is, but yeah, it's just taking a little bit to get used to.
All right, best of luck in the second quarter.
Thanks, Bella.
Thanks very much to Scott Gowans and Isabella Leem-Bruggen, alongside Ruby Slisher and Ellie Blackburn here in commentary. It's would have been a bit of a reality check potentially for the Swans at quarter time, because you come into this match, both teams have got 1 win apiece. You fancy the Swans at Coffs Harbour, give it a good shout, but Richmond have made a big statement.
Yeah, well, he said it there, having to change the way you play for a game where you've had to rest or you've lost really key players is really difficult, particularly for a young side. They're still a young, fairly fresh side who are still learning their brand of footy, so that's difficult for any team, let alone the Swans right now.
Davis gets the clearance, and now Hurley sends it up towards half forward. Ford tracking it. Privatelli there as well as Seymour for company. Egan really warmed into the game. But now the Swans using some run. Ford has looked lively, close to goal. Deep inside 50, Ham at the back. Can she get boot to ball? She can. And that is the ideal start to the second term for the Swans.
Yeah, that was good movement there by Swans. And to Scotty Gowan's point, they just made it a bit of a contest. They didn't look to go to specifically an outnumber or get that free-flowing style happening. And this goal generated from a contest. And the ball was kicked deep inside 50. Montana Ham kept her feet and kicks truly. That's a really important goal in the context of this game, and to get one early in the second term.
Game number 19 in the AFLW for Montana Ham. It was 3 games this season, 7, played 9 of 12 games last season. She looms large in this competition. Important confidence booster for her at the start of the second quarter.
It is, and Sydney will be looking to lean on her a little bit more. We've mentioned Chloe Malloy being out of that side. I think it's a really big opportunity for the likes of Montana Ham to step up a little bit in this game.
Kelly had an excellent first quarter. That was a strong hit out. Conti and McKenzie tracking it. Dempsey got a cruel bounce, but has time to recover and assess. Hooks it around her body, but only as far as Hurley. Trying to link up via hand. Hand's kick was smothered. Kelly with her head over the footy. Clever little tap out towards space. Lynch tracking it. McKenzie had 9 disposals so far in this game. Ball went past Brennan. Mitchell entrusted with a job on Brennan today. Collier got the hand pass back to McAvoy. Well-weighted kick. And the Swans are on through the middle of the ground. Zaghetti up towards half forward. Privatelli, accommodating bounce for her. Handballs back to Lachlan. Checks her kick. Back with the flight. Went the Swans in forward. Richmond with numbers. Seymour and Miller. And also Graham linking up. Short kick. Wasn't quite the 15, but Miller played on and went with the momentum. Yasir had thumped away from her by O'Sullivan. Might get it back here, O'Sullivan, although Egan was strong. Such a terrific player. With an under, Grace Egan. Tarrant on it back though. Clean handball to Hurley. Goes for distance. Ham at the back. Clever hand pass. Sets up an opportunity for Bullis. And the ball set up beautifully for Graham. And the relieving kick towards the halfback flank. It comes off the hands of Shevlin, but it's the momentum of this game has flipped significantly.
Well, I think Bullis' eyes would have light up then. It always does when you're on a tagging roll like Conti and you get a sniff of goals. But the Swans are just getting the ball at the source. They're not allowing Richmond's mids to beat them at the ball on the ground.
Great contest from Ham. Brought the ball to ground. Lachlan. Ham appealing for the free kick. Forward. Looks like she's going to do something special. That was a throw, though, against that occasion.
Lucy McAvoy is getting upfield and just creating a little bit of calmness and clean possession for the Swans so they can go inside 50 with a little bit of space.
Already the 4 inside 50s this quarter to Sydney, none to Richmond. So that's a really positive sign for the Swans to start off with. After the quarter time address from Coach Scott Gowans.
McKenzie short to Egan. Towards the wing. Brennan had to be free and she got a push. It's a disappointing outcome for the Swans considering the outnumber they had there. Brennan hugs the line. In the end, Kelly was the only one who went in the footy and they are streaming back towards the face of goal. Tessa Lavey has Sheeran short. Gathers now. Yasir tries to break away. Sheeran on her preferred left, gets her left, and the mark close to goal is taken by Ford.
Jeez, how are their numbers streaming from that play there, from that mark from Poppy Kelly? Just came across. A really nice mark down the line, uncontested in the end, but geez, that movement, that transition, that was fast and allows Ford the shot on goal.
Pick 43 from last year's draft out of Tasmania, her first AFLW goal.
Well, we spoke about how high Swans defenders were getting to try to create those opportunities and get numbers to the forward ball, but that's what can happen in turn is those Richmond's forwards, and it was actually a winger in Lavey out the back streaming towards goal. Lavey with a little fumble, but Sheeran able to get to her preferred side and just a good right place, right time for Ford, finish on goal. That's what you got to be careful of with the Tigers, their ability to get goal side and damage you.
Big 2023 Coates Talent League campaign with the Tassie Devils. An opportunity via the draft last year. Another mark inside 50 for Richmond. That's 8 zip. The delivery inside 50 has been superb. McKenzie has set the tone at the coalface. Handball back to Sheeran. Kick turned over. Kick up towards half forward. Been marked by Privatelli. It came from Zaghetti initially. And a well-weighted kick to Lachlan.
There's really good vision there by Privatelli.
As the team thing goes short, and the ball in the arms of the reigning Swans best and fairest, Laura Gardner.
And again,
sorry, Elle, you go.
And again then by Lachlan as well. Just really good vision there by the Swans, just to find that mark inside 50. They're yet to find it, so 2 in the space of 30 seconds is really important for their game.
It's what they do well, is find the player in the best position in the forward line.
4 goals in her AFLW career so far. Just falls short. Privatelli on the last line, couldn't juggle it. Miller just gets a kick away. Now where will this pitch? In the end, it's set up pretty well, and McClellan locked it over the line.
Privatelli's so valuable for the Swans forward line. Not only her marking ability, which is one of the best in the comp, her mitts are incredible, but just her calmness and the ability to set up the players around her. She really is that leader up there and that calm head, and when she's on, she often is that, quieter barometer for the side.
Just through the arms there of Bullets. She's done a pretty good job on Conti, has to be said, early stages. Now Whelan. Inside 50, over the head of Ham, but she went back and won it with strength and authority. Couldn't quite find the goals. Lachlan working dangerously. Ham goes again, applies the tackle. Tigers desperate on the last line.
Okay, she's strung around the contest, isn't she, Montana Ham? Watch her again here.
Kelly grabbed it out of the ruck and is caught and gone.
This is really good forward pressure by Sydney. They're locking that ball in their forward half in this second term, allowing themselves a couple of opportunities to have some shots on goal.
How big would this be? Holly Cooper on debut today. One of a number of Swans graduates. She was told of her debut by Tanya Hetherington, assistant coach in the team meeting. She said, it was an amazing moment. I've been waiting for it for my entire life. One that would top that would be kicking a goal on AFLW debut. Holly Cooper delivers.
Well, it's exciting as a youngster, isn't it, to not only get your opportunity, but for all your teammates to get around you, every player on the field. You love to see it. Just a great finish, great celebration. And it all stemmed from a defensive pressure that created that, which you love to see in a young player and a young forward in particular, is the ability to create multiple opportunities in that forward line. It's something you have to work really hard as a small forward at, but to get that your first game is impressive.
Product of the Cardiff Hawks and the Manly Wolves. Joined the Swans on the last day of the 2023 expansion talent pathway signing period. What a way to introduce yourself to the AFLW with a rundown tackle and a goal.
She's making me and Ellie look at each other feeling really old because she looks like a baby, doesn't she? Is she 12 yet?
Only 19 years of age. The Swans with a couple of goals in this quarter. Up high, Berylson couldn't quite take the mark and is caught holding the ball, made no genuine attempt to get rid of it. Lynch winning the free kick back. Dempsey, well weighted, Egan.
Because their wingers are good, aren't they, for Richmond, and Dempsey in particular. She's up to the 8 touches herself as Katie takes a nice mark. But geez, they use their wingers really well from a Richmond point of view, their spread and their skills.
Brennan to Hosking. Two linking up superbly again. Hosking called to go now. Runs herself into some trouble. And is caught holding the ball. Quick whistle.
Very quick whistle. Had the arms out, probably just needed an extra half a second. She was going to give that handball, but very hot onto it. We know the umpires want to keep the ball moving as much as possible.
Heads retreats to Mitchell. Nice some run from Collier. Perfect execution to Privatelli. Playing with so much more confidence in this second quarter. Oh, interesting little disposal. And an illegal disposal is called against Graham in the end. All coming back to Ham. Big second quarter so far from Montanahan. Disposal number 5 in this quarter alone. And Privatelli drops into the slot and takes the mark.
We spoke about it before, Ruby. But geez, the work rate there from Beck Privatelli. I mean, she worked so hard to get forward. She had a couple of leads and then saw that that kick was coming inboard and just read it so nicely off the boot to take that mark. Just a great piece of play by Privatelli. Just a smart footballer up forward.
So reliable as well. Kicked at least 1 goal in each of her past 9 games. Can't find big sticks on this occasion.
She'll be disappointed with that. The Swans forward line in general are a very accurate side. That's one thing we found when we played them, is they make the most of their opportunities. Very accurate goal kickers, so particularly Privatelli.
Almost 50% she goes at from in terms of goals behind ratio. That kick is going to go out of bounds and a lasso free kick. So Swans with 7.5 to play, within 23 points.
Inside 50s there, 7-1 for the quarter. 78% time in forward half, so Richmond will be feeling that pressure.
Dropped by Mackenzie, hits to the back, just gets boot to ball. Dempsey did well, kept her feet, won up in the second attempt. Hosking takes the relieving mark. Hugs the line. Thumped away from Greiser.
Considering the scoreline, I mean, Sydney have come back extremely well in this second term, but they're still up by a bit, Richmond. But Mon Conti hasn't had much of an impact on this game. She's only up to the 5 touches, which is very unlike Mon throughout the course of the game. So being well held by Sydney so far.
It's the 1 kick so far in this quarter for Conti as well. Here she is, as if on cue. It's the hand pass to Mackenzie. Dempsey waiting for it, then followed up with a great tackle. Kennedy then applies the pressure as well. It's her Richmond opponent out of bounds.
It's by Bullis in particular that's holding on Conti. We spoke about it before, and that Conti just needs to watch her on transition, but she's doing really well around stoppages to just make sure her impact, and she's not getting any clean ball. If it is, it has to be a little dinky handball like before.
First ever meeting between these two sides. First ever AFLW game in Coffs Harbour. Clever handball out from Bullis. Gardner waited until the last possible moment to feed it out to O'Sullivan. Outside of the boot. Yeah, Miller. Whoa, paid the assist for that. What a kick from Miller, the Mackenzie. Onto that trusty left foot. Yasir hoping to run onto it. Mitchell, very content to see it over the line. And the umpire says throw it back in.
Geez, that was a right place, right time for Ellie Mackenzie there to take that mark.
McClellan decisively down on as far as Gardner. Seghetti had a big quarter. Nice fend off from Hurley. And an even better kick to Hamilton. Goes via hand, linking up with Bullis. Great ball movement and build up here from Sydney. Bullis gets it back from Lachlan. Tigers well set deep. Bullis sends it inside 50 and Hicks was one of those players well set to intercept.
Well, there was just 2 Swans forwards running on top of each other. They really had to make those Richmond defenders split to create any sort of opportunity. Then they would have been able to either kick it to space or kick it to a one-on-one contest.
Greiser on with Tarrant. Oh, well slipped there by Tarrant, but the handball away. Ford applying the pressure, well played by Ford, allows Greiser to come through. Bumped off it though by Gardner. They link up via hand. Kennedy brought down by Conti, holding the ball.
Not sure how the umpire that was behind saw her holding the ball. I thought it was maybe a handball in there, but they definitely are hot on it this game.
Gardner is a touch perplexed. Conti with the kick. Mackenzie, perfect.
Mackenzie's so lively, isn't she? She just looks so on. What's she up to?
14 touches for the game so far, Mackenzie.
Dalloway takes the mark, goes short, and Egan is going to receive a free kick for some illegal contact in the Swans.
So again, a nice build-up by Richmond. I mean, they've had a couple of goals kicked against them. The momentum's been in Sydney's favour, so to kick a goal here just really stems that flow a little bit, extends their lead. But just a really nice build-up from some mature heads in this Richmond outfit through the likes of Conti, McKenzie and now Egan.
Averaging the 20 touches across their first couple of games, coming off a career best 2023. Got close to the player on the mark. Right to the line it goes. That's a terrific intercept mark. And 50-metre penalty as well. Against Richmond, Alice Mitchell was going back and able to take the mark. Brennan is penalised.
Well, the Swans, what's been working for him is getting speed on the ball, just like this year. Well, they've got to be careful. You're pretty tricky to get away from you, Sear. She's got some wheels.
Speaking of speed, able to apply the rundown tackle there. Brennan in front. This time she wins the free kick. Chopping of the arms against Mitchell. 2.5 to play. Brennan sweeps it wide. Long, thumping left foot kick is intercepted by Talent. Oh, turnover. Can you believe it? Greiser says, thanks very much. I'll kick the goal.
It's just really unfortunate there by Tarrant. I mean, and great work by Greiser to just be lively on the mark, and that's why you always pay attention to those small details of the game. Just sticks the arms up there, was able to gather the ball nicely and kick truly to get a goal against the momentum here. From Richmond's point of view, it's really important. Extends that lead for them.
Well, Richmond with 3 inside 50s this quarter and 2 goals from them. So it shows their accuracy. We see their scoreline there, 7-1. So they're making them hurt whenever they get in there, although the opportunities haven't been there as much as they were in the first quarter, and it has been played a lot in Sydney's forward half, as we see there, the inside 50 count 9-3, but they are just making them hurt.
For all of Sydney's hard work, really haven't been able to too many indents on that quarter-time margin. Sheeran, clever hand pass in the end, and Egan ran onto it. Dalloway, clean at ground level, excellent take. McKenzie is dominating this contest. Excellent composure shown. Chipped the ball over the top towards Shevlin, who was caught and gone, holding the ball.
McKenzie's up to the 16 touches so far in this game, a couple of clearances, 5 inside 50s as well. So she's just getting so much of that footy in the forward half, looking so dangerous when she enters it.
Beraldson hits the ground running, goes along the wing. Ham puts the head down and sprints towards the footy, wins it. Didn't have any prior opportunity. Big second quarter though from Montana Ham. 5 disposals, a goal for her.
Yeah, she's worked her way nicely into this contest, hasn't she, Ben? Just her ability to get from contest to contest and just barrel her way through, basically. She's so strong in just around the ground and making her way through opponents. So would love to see more of that from her throughout the course of this game.
And also to make her presence felt up forward as well. We saw early in this quarter what she can do when she's putting that forward 50.
Whelan taken high, so just over 70 seconds remaining now. In this second quarter, 2 goals apiece. Whelan chips it towards a 2-on-1. Ham. We would have marked that. The issue was the ruck of Richmond was in front. Swans with numbers around the ball here. Beraldson brought down. Aiken applying the tackle. Less than a minute left.
It's a good opportunity here at the top of the 50 for the Swans. Get another entry inside their 50.
Gardner sweeps it out to McAvoy. Tackled well by Lavey. McAvoy just got to kick it away, but Lavey's so clean. Then thumps it forward, and it's a pretty open Richmond forward half. Tarrant did well, got to her feet first. Won an important one-on-one. Into the middle. Hicks couldn't take it cleanly. Gardner spins out with cleanliness. Cooper hacks it inside 50. Big ball to be won here. Comes to the back. Beraldson pounces, gathers, can't get away. What a tackle from Lynch.
Well, it's just desperation from Beth Lynch there. It would be so good for the Swans mentality going into the second half if they could have gotten that one, but just to get there for that chase down tackle, a big moment for Beth Lynch.
Holding free kick going away over Richmond, and they breathe a sigh of relief. The half-time siren about to sound here in Coffs Harbour. 5-goal opening quarter to the Tigers, then 2 goals apiece. For all of Sydney's dominance in that quarter, it is still a 29-point advantage at the major break. Katie Brennan with the 3 goals, 3 of 7 goals for the Tigers. Cooper and Ham with the single goal kickers. For Sydney, from a Sydney perspective, Ellie and Ruby, they just you felt like they could have been a lot closer than 29 points adrift at the first break.
Yeah, I think so. I think they were really competitive in that second term, had plenty of opportunity. From a Sydney point of view, thought they used the ball nicely through the middle of the ground.
Isabella Leen Brugan is downstairs.
Thanks so much, joined alongside Sarah Hosking. Can we talk about that first quarter first? Unbelievable, 5 goals, and you've been able to maintain that buffer. But what was going so well in that first quarter for you girls?
Yeah, I mean, I think first and foremost we love travelling, but I think we really wanted to make sure we started strong. And last week we did sort of the similar thing, but yeah, make sure that we get the jump early on. And we know that Sydney are always going to come back and have a bit of fight in them, especially after a loss last week. So, I'm just really proud of the girls. KBG, they were competing in the air at ground level. Our mids winning the ball as well. So, I think if we can start strong early and then keep building from there.
And in that second quarter, the Swans did start to fight back. You had less inside 50s, but were efficient, able to maintain that lead. That must have been pleasing to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I think we know that Sydney are going to come back, and they're a strong side. They're a good contest side, and they love that run and carry, in particular through the corridor. So we saw them jump on a little bit there, but I think, as long as we can keep our composure, keep our cool heads, we know that once we get the ball inside 50, our small forward's going to lock in some pressure as well. So, yeah, just good to get the scoreboard reward this week.
Right, thanks so much for your time and best of luck in the second half.
Thanks.
Tigers by 29 points at half-time, and a beautiful day for footy in Coffs Harbour. Half-time analysis coming up on the other side of this.
All right, half-time here, folks, at the footy, and it's the Tigers still on top here, kicking 2 goals in that quarter. And, of course, Sydney Swans coming back a little bit, doing a bit better job. 2 goals, 1 to them. They did look like they played a bit better in that quarter. Both teams still getting a good run. I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful day here at C.ex Coffs International Stadium there in Coffs Harbour. The sun is shining. The crowd is loving it. It's a good game by the girls today. In for a great second half coming up not too far away. We'll take you back down to the commentators to give you their thoughts on the first half so far. But while we're waiting for them, let's just go over, as we do, check the stats on your favourite players. And of course, Ellie McKenzie, 16 disposals so far, having a cracker of a game there for the Tigers. 9 kicks, 7 handballs, 5 marks. Laura Gardner doing well there for the Swans, up to 14 disposals. Good numbers for the girls there. Grace Egan up to 11. Sophie Hurley there for the Sydney Swans up tonight. Of course, Kate Dempsey on 9. Kate Brennan still with 7 touches, 5 kicks, 2 handballs, 4 marks, 2 tackles. Kicked those 3 fantastic goals in the opening term. Caitlin Gresher there up to 5, all 5 kicks, 1 goal, 1. She's having a good game as well. There we go. Maddie Collier just on 4 there for the Swans. So there is your players. Sarah Hoskins there with just the 2 touches. And, of course, a couple of players there just on the 1 disposal. Let's go back up. Just check out the goal scorers for the match so far. And, of course, Katie Brennan still leads the way on 3 there for the Tigers. All coming in the first quarter. Maddie Shelvin, Sarah Hosking, Caitlin Gresher and Mackenzie Ford, the single goal scorers there for the Tigers also. And, of course, for the Sydney Swans, the 2 goal scorers there, Montana Ham and, of course, Holly Cooper, both single scorers there. There we go. All right, let's just have a quick recap of the team stats, evening out a little bit in disposals. Only 19 ahead are the Tigers in the disposal count. 12 more kicks, 7 more handballs. So the Sydney Swans did have the ball a little bit more in their hands that second quarter. Inside 50s, evened out even more. 14 to 15. 14 inside 50s to the Swans for the 4 scoring shots. And of course, Richmond doing well. 15 inside 50s for 8 scoring shots, going at 66% inside 50 efficiency. Disposal efficiency, both teams not too bad. 56-69 though. Swans lifting their game a bit, but the free kick count is going all the way. The Tigers here, 14 to 9, 5 ahead there. The hitouts, well, Tigers dominating in the hitouts, 2-1 to the Tigers, 26 to 13. Clearances though, it's the Swans by 3, but the centre clearances, it's a little bit here and there. Centre clearances 6 to 3. Of course, the stoppage clearances, Swans by 6. Contested possessions, all pretty tight up there. Uncontested, Tigers just finding the open way a little bit better. Turnovers, Swans 5 more in that department. The marking department, pretty similar, except just for the inside 50 marks. Tigers doing it well, 9 to 3. The tackles, let's have a little bit of a look at the tackles. Defensive tackles, 28-32, both teams doing it well. 3 to 6, Tigers by 3 there. Always good to bring you a defensive pressure inside the forward, back 50 for the team. All right, we're not too far away, and we'll take you back down to the commentators. Here they are. Let's take you down there for their thoughts on the opening half here, where it's Richmond by 29.
Swans, though, showed some real fight and determination in that second quarter. A couple of really strong individual performances. Katie Brennan has 3 goals and a couple of first AFLW goals. That one coming on that occasion to Mackenzie for Richmond 7-1-43, leading Sydney 2-2-14. Ben Waterworth with you alongside the dual All-Australian Ruby Slasher as we have a look back at the first half, and we'll have a look at our Chemist Warehouse halftime highlights, Ruby, and this will be dominated by Richmond's blistering opening quarter.
Yeah, well, it was pretty impressive, led by their captains of the group. So Sarah Hosking, their vice-captain, who got them on the board early, and Katie Brennan with the 3 goals for that first quarter. She was just everywhere. But it's not only the 3 goals that's impressed me about Katie Brennan's first half. She's also got the 5 score involvements, which is crucial for her side. Her ability to work and set up others has been incredible, but also to finish her work. I mean, Richmond have been extremely accurate, but it's because they've been able to find the players in best position. But the Swans, they've also been able to chip back. We see this goal from Montana Ham, who worked really hard in that second quarter to create opportunities for her side. But the Swans were able to really pick it back in the second quarter. They were able to even up the inside 50 margin, 14 to 15. Richmond still leading that, but Richmond just able to make it hurt a little bit more in front of goals.
Scott Gowan's wanted a lift in the contest. Did you see a lift in the contest, Ruby?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, definitely. I think you saw Swans not getting beaten to the ball. They were running in numbers, turning up in numbers, not allowing Richmond to pick it up really easily and access the outside, because we know that's where they're damaging.
Third quarter coming up very shortly from Coffs Harbour. It's Richmond by 29 points.
We know where we can be, we know how good we are. The inclusion of Ali being healthy back into the side is nothing but exciting. Each pre-season I sort of come into it just wanting to be better individually, and I just want the team to be better. You can never be the best. There's always room for improvement. There's always room to become a better player and a better leader and a better person, everything like that. So each year I try and improve in those areas.
I declare the winner of the 2023 AFLW Best and Fairest, Monique Conti from the Richmond Football Club.
The W Awards was a great night. It did mean a lot to me, I think, because I was surrounded by my closest friends and I was surrounded by my teammates. It means a lot to have my name associated with that award. You don't ever play for an individual accolade, but it is still a really special thing, and I'm really proud of that. But no one can ever really get to that point if they're not surrounded by amazing teammates or amazing players and a good support system. How I want to be remembered, I just want to be remembered as someone that changes the game when she's out there, someone that, just has a real will to win. Within my team, I think I want to be that type of person that brings people along with them, but also in doing that, really just staying, true to myself and just being who I am as a person as well, not trying to change that.
She is already a superstar of the competition at 24 years old with one of the great footy CVs, the reigning AFLW Best and Fairest. 6 times a Best and Fairest winner as well at club level. Monique Conti is an absolute star of the competition. Speaking of stars, let's head downstairs. Isabella Lee-Brugan. Hello, Bella.
Hello. Ben had a listen in both rooms at halftime there. The Swans were actually quite happy with what they saw. Scott Gowan said he was really impressed with the improvements that they made. He said the middle looked a bit more dangerous for them, which he was pleased with, but he really wants them to keep the fight and pressure up here in the second half. And for Richmond, you can imagine they're pretty happy with how they're sitting and playing it right now. It's more of the same, the message from them at halftime.
Thanks, Bella. Third quarter underway here at Coffs Harbour. And the Swans looking to try and make an early indent on this 29-point differential. Kennedy held up the edge of the centre square. The revelation she has been for the Swans is Cooper. Into the middle, Privatelli, all went past her. London was wrapped up on that occasion.
It's a nice clearance there by Cooper, just to get the ball moving forward. Quick kick out of the stoppage. It's what Sydney will be wanting.
Egan strong, the coalface there. Even stronger though was Hurling to Gardner. Inside the arc goes Sydney. He's going to come back out though. Perfectly read by Seymour. Switches it towards the wing. Mackenzie. Enormous first half from her.
Just reading the play really nicely throughout the course of this game so far, Ben, is Ellie McKenzie just knowing when her teammates are winning the footy and to spread from the contest, look to get her in the attack.
Conti just fumbling. Might have been held without the ball. Umpire said play on. Hayley Bullis hasn't left her side all game so far. On Conti up to the 8 touches so far. Mackenzie, strong. Another clearance for her. Hicks. It around the body. Hosking, all went away from her, and Kennedy won it back for Sydney. Privatelli bumped away from her. Toe pokes it forward. Seymour with confidence and authority. Great handball back. And they can work it out here. Graham received it. Yasir did all the hard work. Sullivan right with her. Collier wins it back for Sydney. Free kick is paid to the Swans.
A few really good moments from Gabby Seymour in this game. She's been airily contesting. It's a tough gig to contest against Privatelli, but she's done really well.
Hurley's played a great game for Sydney. There's Seymour. Didn't give away the free kick according to the umpire. Ball finds its way to neutral territory. Only momentarily though. A high free kick has been paid against the Tigers. Sarah Grundon has it in the pocket. Got a really good look at the degree of difficulty here at Coffs Harbour.
Interesting pockets at Coffs Harbour, isn't it?
Team thing from Sarah Grundon was the right option, and it's in good hands with Montana Ham, who acknowledges her teammates' work.
And we spoke about it in the second quarter where there was a similar opportunity, but the Swans, they will look for their teammate in the best position. The Richmond defenders, they need to be on. They need to ensure they're taking up the dangerous space, those little pockets of space for players like Montana Ham to cleverly lead into.
An emerging star of the AFLW. Must kick goal. Swings across the face and squeezes in for a behind.
It's really exciting for Montana Ham. I know it's so sad for Chloe Malloy that she is missing, and Chloe Malloy has been that midfielder that gets forward and is that scoreboard presence as well. It's now creating an opportunity for Mon Ham to turn herself into that player.
Miller ran herself into some trouble there. Dempsey has to kick quickly. The Tigers around the ball. Now Miller finding Hicks, but there's 4 Swans around here. Hosking set a task. Tigers will be happy with the boundary line. Swans keep it in though. McAvoy is there, holding free kick going the way of Sydney.
Jeez, it was really casual from Miller, wasn't it? Coming out of defensive 50 for Richmond. Creates the opportunity for Sydney here.
Good pressure applied by Cooper. Privatelli wanted a free kick for a push in the back, none forthcoming. Kelly to Dempsey, quick handball away to Miller. She keeps it in, has Egan there with her for support. Good tackle from Bullis. Perfect execution. Holding the ball. Wastes no time. Plays on. Kicks inside 50. Kick couldn't have been done any better. Privatelli loves this situation. Round the body. Didn't have enough hook. And another opportunity for Sydney goes begging.
They haven't quite been able to impact on the scoreboard just yet from a Sydney point of view, but they're having some shots here, having some really nice inside 50 entries, as we can see. 5 inside 50 entries to start off this third term. Coach Scott Gowans would be impressed with that effort so far.
Miller tracks it and was pushed over the line. A free kick. Watch out, Bella. Not be involved there.
Bit of extra love. Nothing wrong with that.
Free kick going here to Shevlin. Towards half forward. Bryza caught behind but won the ball back. Conti slipped the tackle. And a well-weighted, mature kick. Inside 50 go the Tigers. Ball just fell short of Hosking. One-on-one here with Kennedy, but Kennedy had support from Bullis from behind. She's played a terrific game today. Miller, big spoil over the top, but crumb by Gardner. Into the middle, 2-on-1 here in favour of Richmond. Berylson arrives to apply pressure. Levy also there. Then a little hand pass came out from Lynch. Levy running onto it. Hurley, battle it to a teammate's advantage. Lachlan rips it away, only as far as Kelly. Inside 50 go Richmond. Bounce was shocking for Sydney, and Yasir was taken high. Now natural habitat around the forward 50-metre arc. She's linked up so well with her teammates today, that's an exception. And then Egan was taken high.
There's a couple of clumsy moments there from the Sydney defenders. A couple of free kicks given away at the top of the 50, or their defensive 50.
See Sarah Hosking trying to block to allow Brennan to have a clean run at it. Deep kick inside 50 and Tarrant doing what she does best. Third intercept mark for Brennan Tarrant. And again, Mackenzie standing in the hole. Disposal number 18 coming up from Mackenzie, and it was superb. Yasir, right side for a right footer, does the team thing, almost could have had a shot herself. Conti in the end did well to at least bring it to ground. Gardner, Whelan, Vitelli all the way up to half back. Short kick over the top has been chopped off by Lynch for the Tigers. Past Hosking might prove costly. McAvoy normally great decision maker. Vitelli had a couple to beat. Hammer right to lend support. An explosive player. Lachlan missed it. Ham followed up with a tackle, but Tigers had numbers here. Sheeran strong with the fend off. Up towards half forward. Past Brennan. Extra number here for Sydney. Tarrant won it back, gave it straight back though to Sheeran, and kicks to an open forward 50. Foot race is on. Conti going back in the pocket. Great pressure from Kennedy. Draws a round of applause. Might have got in the back. Conti winning the free kick. Unforthcoming, it'll be a throw back in.
Well, it's a daunting position to be in, 1v1 with Conti streaming to goal, but Tony Kennedy did incredibly well there, and we know the wheels Conti has and the creativity as well, so well done to create a stoppage there.
Brennan grabs it out of the ruck. Went up the chimney, and then Sheeran tried to paddle it forward only as far as McAvoy. Gardner just got the kick away. It's at the 15. Hurley was good enough to get it back to Gardner for disposal number 18. But Richmond have done really well to set up this wall. Dempsey.
Great vision there by Richmond as well. I mean, it's been a hot contest so far in this third, but great vision to bring that ball inside.
Brendan had it thumped away from her. McAvoy quick hands. Gardner back to McAvoy. Trying to get this link-up play through the corridor. But Richmond just feels like they've upped the ante defensively.
They have, and I think both teams have, to be honest. Both teams are going hot at it. I think they'd both be grateful for a stoppage right now. It's been a lively contest, a lot of back and forth.
Whelan's been lively at the coalface today. Zagetti, Davis. Grundon dropped the mark, then copped a high tackle. That won't be 50 metres. Whistle essentially going as Lady was kicking the footy, so Richmond will have time to get back and set up. Conti coming the other way.
I feel the Swans at the moment, they are trying to create those chains, but they're picking off the hardest option rather than giving the easy handball that then they can create. And if they just give that easy one, they've got numbers flowing off the back of that.
A dirty ball up towards half forward, and Montana is streaming towards goal. Absolutely superb from the young star.
We've put it on her a little bit so far throughout the course of this game, haven't we, Ruby? But, geez, Montana has stepped up to the occasion. Disposal number 11, goal number 2. She's having an impact on this contest, and sometimes it's not paying off for her, but she's trying things. She's getting to the contest. She's trying to break tackles. She's laying tackles herself. She's been a real presence here for Sydney today.
That is the glimpse of the breathtaking, explosive speed of Montana Ham. She's got that outside run, but she's just so strong as well, Ruby, on the inside.
Yeah, she's run through me before. She gave me a nice Bruce Sternum when we played in VFL. She's a scary unit when she comes at your full pace, I tell you that much. But no, she actually looks for the physicality, but when you get her on the outside like that, she's so deceivingly quick as well, which makes her such a damaging player.
So she's got 2, and it's the first time she's kicked multiple goals in an AFLW game. The Tigers get the clearance. Oh, that's a clever tack from Greiser to the advantage of Ford, who arches the back and gets the quick kick forward. Tarrant tracking it. Now Yasira arrives. And was she taken without the ball or taken high? She has been. Free kick Tigers.
And that quick centre clearance from Richmond came because Sydney weren't organised. At the centre clearance, they had plenty of time to set up. But there was a lot of confusion as to who was going to who, and therefore Richmond were able to capitalise, get the ball deep inside 50, and Yasir gets rewarded with a free kick and another shot on goal for the Tigers.
A hard play to keep out of a game. So busy, so classy, and she misses on this occasion. Led off for the Swans.
Well, she creates opportunities just through hard work and doing the grunty things that not many other players want to do. She gets in and under, lays the tackles. We said she's feisty, and that comes out in her play around the ground.
Big thump from behind from Kelly, who's been impressive in the ruck today. Sends it deep inside 50, thumped away from Greiser. Yasir was just waiting uncontested to crumb it. The ball didn't fall her way. Kennedy with a rush kick away. Big one-on-one here. Seymour eyes to lend support. Sheeran, impressive return from her today. Towards the arc. McAvoy uncontested it back. Zagetti into the middle. They're trying to use the corridor as much as they can. Ham, clean gather, gets boot to ball. Davis. She just gets boot to ball as well. Big win, Sheeran. Can she get the handball away? She can't, and it'll be a ball up go.
How good's her inclusion been? I know Richmond are so good at turning to their right and looking on the inside in the corridor, but she allows them to play a really clean, skinny-sided game with her left foot.
And she's going at 90% efficiency by foot as well from the 10 kicks. Impressive return. She's been tough for the contest. McAvoy starting to get involved. Always looking to pull the trigger on a centering kick. Zagetti can't escape the grasp of Egan, and Egan wins the free. Disposal number 13 for Grace Egan. She gives away the free, and Levy, eyes light up. Long, thumping kick to Greiser. Dropped it. Can she get her? And, oh, superb. Smother in the end from Tarrant. We know how good Greiser is in that situation. But Dempsey bounces and snaps and misses everything. They're peppering at the moment, the Tigers.
They are. They're looking so lively and dangerous deep inside their forward 50. If we have a look at the last 10 minutes worth of inside 50s, opportunity for the Richmond Smalls to go to work, and likes of Egan, McKenzie, they're just going to work. Dempsey's getting her hands on the footy as well. Plenty of opportunity coming through her as well. And Yassid just looks dangerous up forward as well. So it's just hard to match up against.
Just over 3 minutes left. Richmond with the first 5 goals of the game.
But Lucy McAvoy for the Swans has been huge this quarter for the Swans. The 7 touches herself.
Kennedy stripped of it. Taken away by Zagetti. All Richmond here in the middle. Excellent pickup from Miller. Great composure shown. Kick inside 50. Lots of yellow and black around here. Egan almost ran onto it there from Greiser. Tarrant has done well just to hold the momentum up. Once the Tigers' numbers were around. Ball has lived in the forward half of the Tigers late in this third quarter. Soccer off the ground, but it's coming back the other way. Miller, penetrating kick. Greiser hands to it. Kennedy able to get a kick away in the end. Sheeran hooks it to the top of the goal square. Hosking was there. McAvoy continuing her excellent third quarter.
Greiser's another one that's been really lively. She's just the 8 possessions, but her ability to just create context in the forward 50, and she's in everything really. They're always looking for her, which is understandable. She's such a forward presence, but her groundwork as well has been really impressive today.
Just the 1 goal in this third quarter is coming through Montana Ham. Another rebound 50. Intercepted though by the Tigers. Miller and Levy involved. Egan brought down by Ham, who's playing.
Thank you for the work that they're doing.
Can Richmond break the wall? Shevlin's a thumping kick. Bounces through for a superb goal. Maddie Shevlin, outstanding.
Ball comes from a bit further out. Not much you can do on the goal line there. Just really good reading of the footy there by Shevlin. A great kick from the top of the field. Good body work on the line by Gro. For effort for the work that they're doing in.
earn money.
Break of life.
All right, technical difficulties there, folks. Sorry about that. It just had a little bit of loading on the stream there, but that's all right. We're back. Yeah, I can't quite see you yet there, Ryan. My gosh, I was hoping to see you down on the fence or somewhere there. I'm looking for someone in the grey jacket up near the scoreboard, up near that big pole. But we're still searching for you. Anyway, we're back here. Let's have a look. Laura Gardner there still leading the way. Updated 21 possessions. She's having a cracker. Ellie McKenzie best for the Tigers on 19. Kate Dempsey 16. 15 for Grace Egan. Lucy McCoy there on 13. We'll just run down a little bit. 3/4 time here. And it's Richmond by 29. Sydney holding sway in that third quarter, of course. We'll go back and have a little bit of a look in just a moment. Goal scorers, still Katie Brennan there leads the way with 3. Hasn't added to her tally after the quarter time. Maddie Shelvin up to 2. Montana Ham up to 2 there for the Swans. Sarah Hosking, Grisha Ford and Cooper are the other goal scorers of the match so far. Here we go. We're just going to wait for the commentators to come back. But in that quarter, of course, Sydney put on 1 goal 2, and the Tigers also 1 goal 2. So they've done pretty good after quarter time. If you have a little bit of a look at that, after quarter time, the Sydney Swans have actually won the final 2 quarters, kicking 2 goals 3 to 3 goals 3, I should say, to 3 goals 2 to the Tigers. So Sydney doing well in the last 2 quarters. Let's see what they can do. Can they bring it home? Can they put a little bit more score on the board? They deserve a few goals because they're playing reasonably good football. That being said, Richmond Tigers looking good when they're going forward. The Sydney defence is holding up pretty good, but Richmond just do look a little bit the more classy side at the moment. All right, we're waiting for the commentators to come back. Hopefully we don't have too many more technical difficulties here, folks, and we can take the game right to the end. But there we go. Not too far away. I think they should be starting the final quarter. Not too far away. If I just have a little bit of a look, don't forget, folks, we have the other games on today. I'm hoping to cover... let's have a little bit of a look here. Hoping to cover maybe the Port Adelaide Fremantle AFLW game that's coming up at about 4:30. And of course, tonight we've got the big match, the AFL men's semi-final, second semi-final, where the GWS Giants take on the Brisbane Lions. So that should be a cracking game tonight. That's one game you don't want to miss. But yeah, as I said, the other game in the AFLW I should be covering should be Port Adelaide Fremantle coming up at about 4:30 this afternoon. Of course, there is another game on this afternoon, Carlton Geelong AFLW. I won't be able to cover that one, but we'll let the folks know who won that game when we cover the Port Adelaide Fremantle game a little bit later on. But players are down in their huddles. Let's head back down to the ground where it's the Tigers by 29 points. Can Sydney make a run for it, or can the Tigers extend their lead?
Tigers with that 29-point advantage as we head downstairs. Ryan Ferguson is with Isabella Lean-Brugan.
Thanks so much, Ben. Ryan, it's been a really dominant 3 quarters for your girls. What do you think's been the key to that dominance today?
I thought we set the tone early, really came out fast and furious and put the pressure on, won the ball, but also took away their time and space. Obviously, they responded pretty well in the second, and we had to sort of battle them head-to-head there for the second quarter. I thought we got on top again, but just didn't make our chances count. So I just want to make sure we execute when we have great looks, that we put it to advantage, have that composure and execute, and then they'll allow us to set up behind our attack as well.
What was the key message there at 3/4 time, obviously wanting to close out this game?
Yeah, 100%. we had a lot of great looks, but we just got to make sure we maximise them. So just composure with ball in hand and put it to advantage.
All right, best of luck. Thanks for your time.
And Ryan said in his presser during the week that they're keen to close out the game, particularly after last week's result against the Giants, who really came late with a rush. So we'll see how it pans out across the next 17 minutes. Richmond win it back off half-back, and Mackenzie has been one of the best on the ground. Disposal number 20, hoping for Egan, just fell short of her. McAvoy just got a handball away. Hosking back to Egan. Hospital kick into the middle, but Brennan is up to the task. And lets Brenner know all about it.
Just the spread from the contest from the Richmond mids has been huge throughout the course of this game. Led extremely well by Ellie McKenzie. The 20 touches to her name. Just 7 inside 50s as well, but a great mark coming out from full forward is Katie Brennan, mark number 5 for the game, and having a shot for goal number 4.
She came in this game off consecutive weeks of going goalless. First time she did that since 2021. She's responded with 3 goals, 1 today. The Richmond skipper, dual Australian, the longest serving captain in the entire AFLW. With your Bulldogs, Ellie, for several seasons and been the inaugural skipper of Richmond, position she's held since the 2020 season. Hosking with a big tackle. Swans had numbers behind. Gardner and McAvoy trying to work it out. Well played by Gardner, the 1-2 with McAvoy. It's just that kick coming out of half-back. Let them down a little bit today. Cooper arrives, showed some good signs on debut today. Backed up by Hicks.
As you said, that kick out of D50, it's just falling short and creating that contest at the top of Richmond's forward 50, which is playing into the Tigers' hands. We know how good they are in that contest, and then from spreading in that contest as well.
I mentioned Poppy Kelly a couple of times today, Ellie. She has been, there's another hit out for her. Dominant at stoppages today.
Yeah, she's had 29 hit outs, or 30 now for the game, Ben, and just really liking the performance that she's putting together throughout this game, just giving her mid some really good access to it. I think, you know, Sydney are doing well around the clearance point of view, but I think the way that Richmond's clearances are coming together, it's the hit-outs to advantage that sort of allowing her to be a little bit more dominant.
Holding the ball, free kick. This time against the Tigers, against Egan. Gardner. A touch for her, number 25, but her teammate under the pump, so she goes and wins the second touch. Big contest here from Ham. Did well to bring ball to ground. Lovely handball from Mackenzie. Seymour, Egan, they're linking up by hand, and this is when they're dangerous. Deep kick inside, 50 to Brennan. Unaccommodating bounce. Heads with her. Brennan gathers. Snaps. Can't finish.
It was Maddie Shevlin that created that run again, took that running bounce, and she is just growing in confidence every touch she gets. The 2 goals today already, but doesn't look like stopping. And Katie Brennan, her ability to read that, I know she didn't finish it off with the goal, but just read the ball so beautifully on that bounce.
Berylson did well to keep her feet, and then backs her speed. One bounce and away goes Montana Berylson. Up towards half forward. Great bump off the ball on that occasion from Graham. On Ham, allowed the Tigers a little bit of free space. Clever toe poke from Privatelli, but Graham is sitting in the hole. Working with Dalloway. Turned over. Grundon wins it back, and it's a foot race. And if it's a foot race in Montana hands, she's going to win most of the time. Has Conti for company, but Conti's strong.
It's a good tackle there by Conti to get over and support in defence, particularly with Montana Ham looking lively.
Now Conti from the stoppage, feeding it back to Kelly. Hamilton playing for the free kick. Lavey, so nimble. Egan, Dalloway, Lavey. Handball was just behind her. Keeping her feet though. Gardner pushes her out of bounds. That wing has been notorious today for some push and shove. Great to see Tessa Lavey back out there for Richmond. It was a nasty foot injury that she had last year. At one stage, a doctor told her that she might have to start thinking about what life beyond sport looks like. She's back out there and All signs covering the ground superbly, just like Ellie McKenzie is now. A couple of bounces, but it didn't come back to her cleanly on the second.
She's unfortunate there.
She's a lefty, but she's bouncing the ball with her right.
Yeah.
Ambidextrous. Doesn't surprise me.
No,
Doesn't surprise me. She can do anything.
she can. Just impressive though. Like, how's the change of speed from her? Just coming out of that contest there. Just looking to take the game on. She was trying to move the players up ahead the ground. Just couldn't quite work out.
Impressive return from Sheeran. She was applying the tackle there. Davis on it down to Cooper. Lynch. Dempsey. Conti. Starting to get busy. Spears it forward, but Swans have numbers back. Grundon's kick was smothered off the boot, and then it went out of bounds. Sheeran again involved.
Just good pressure here from the Tigers. Just getting across. Look at those smothers. 8 smothers in a game. You'd be happy about that if you were Ferguson.
Kelly thumps it towards the boundary line. Kept in by McKenzie. How about the composure and the kick inside? Ellie McKenzie at her absolute best. Centering kick to Lady. She goes short. Goes through a couple of sets of legs. Hurley brought down. Forward pressure personified. Katie Brennan raises her fists in the air. For Ford, applied the forward 50s pressure.
Well, we've spoken about forward 50 pressure, but I want to talk about Ellie McKenzie for a second, because that effort right there, and we talk a lot about Monconti. Soon we're going to be seeing midfield taggers going to Ellie McKenzie, because if you let her off the chain, we're seeing how damaging she can be, and we see it in that play right there. Spin move, goose step, hits up someone on the top of the 50. Pretty incredible play.
In game number 2, Mackenzie Ford has 2 majors.
Just a really good build-up by Richmond there. Just their pressure around the contest to get that ball inside 50. And how's that for a tackle there by Ford? Just staying involved in the play. And then finishing off her work with a nice goal. Goal number 2 for the game. Just applying more scoreboard pressure here, aren't they, Richmond?
First time the Tigers have kicked consecutive goals since the opening quarter. It's been goal for goal since the start of the second. With the late third quarter goal to Shevlin, followed by a second major for Ford. Sees the Tigers holding a 37-point lead. As Ryan Ferguson told Bella at three-quarter time, they set the tone in the first quarter. Kelly played a big role in that. And Sheeran so strong through the core. Just got a handball away to McKenzie. Another touch inside 50, and Grice's hands were awesome.
Geez, McKenzie again. Like, I mean, Sheeran held up in the contest to get that handball out to McKenzie, but how good has her kicking been inside 50 today? She's going at 69% kicking efficiency for the 13 kicks that she's had throughout the course of this game. She's had the 8 inside 50s. Now Greiser, that was a great contested mark as well, just holding a really front position there, really good front position, and having another shot on goal.
Career high, 23 touches now for Ellie McKenzie. As Greiser comes in, didn't look good off the boot. Sneaks through for a behind.
Mackenzie's 5th score involvement as well. She's just so damaging for them at the moment.
Kicking efficiency coming with a pretty balanced contested, uncontested possession. Split. Sheeran with another touch. Side 50, McAvoy dropping back into the hole. The Swans having to reload from deep in defence. Well, set up a long time. Just got to Lachlan. Excellent placement to Privatelli, but she's had to come all the way up to the defensive 50 to present and mark. Switches to O'Sullivan. Looking to go corridor. Towards a one-on-one. Ham. And take the mark. Beraldson brought down in the end by Lynch.
I suppose this is just the future of the game, isn't it, Ruby? having a look at some of these youngsters go to work today. I mean, you've got Montana Ham for Sydney going to work. She's had the 12 touches, but she's kicked a couple of goals and had an impactful performance. But Ellie McKenzie, from Richmond's point of view, has been very dominant throughout the course of this game, and I think it's just exciting for the competition just to watch these players go to work.
Sure is. A couple of #1 draft picks just going head to head. So exciting. I mean, you know you've got the #1 draft pick at your club, and seeing them just develop as well and their talent grow. Great grab by Poppy Kelly there.
Big cheer for the Richmond Ruck. What a game she's played. Inside 50. Sheeran from the side. McAvoy's got a couple to beat. Sheeran content to see it over the line out of bounds. Here's that grab. That is superb.
Great grab. #1 ranked player on the ground at the moment, Poppy Kelly. The 12 disposals, only at 50% kicking efficiency, but she's got the 36 hit-outs, just completely getting her midfielders first possession.
Taken by McClelland. Out of the ruck was superb. Left foot snap around the body, and then in the end, Greiser with her back to the ball, touched it over the line.
Geez, the scores are coming through so many different avenues. From Richmond's point of view, I mean, they're taking marks inside 50. They're having runners coming along the half-forward flank that are having long shots through the likes of Shevlin. And then just from the stoppage point of view, they're just so crafty. Got so many different avenues to go, so many different opportunities for them to score today, and it's just been impressive to watch, and something that, you know, I think from Ryan Ferguson, from a coaching point of view, would be really pleased with their performance.
Had a big fourth quarter as well, +9 in the contest possession count. Kelly decisively forward. Just on by Gardner, but only as far as forward. Cooper arrives, overran the ball. Sheeran with the sidestep. And a well-weighted left foot kick to Hosking.
Sydney are winning clearances throughout the course of this game. They're winning it by 2, but it's what Richmond are doing next. They're getting to that next contest. Their work rate is exceptional. And then their forwards are just getting in really nice positions. As Hosking does a little stretch. She's drinking the pickle juice at quarter time with Porter.
We raised eyebrows, didn't we? That was quarter time. That's early. Come on, Hosco.
But another shot on goal here again, just going to work as a small forward.
It's been an impressive afternoon at the office for the Tigers. Hosking can't convert her second goal. It's a 40-point lead for Richmond. Currently their 4th biggest margin, winning margin. It's time to play out though. Rivatelli, going to get a hand pass away. Tackle applied there. Just on the edge of the 50-metre arc. Lynch involved at the bottom of that pack with Collier. Dempsey brought down. Impressive game from Dempsey. 19 disposals. Find that run off the wing.
You just hear the messaging from the bench coming out to the players on the field to take the heat out of the game. With 4 minutes left on the clock.
Brennan inside 50. Good bounce for Mitchell. Gardner had to do a lot of work today on the ball. Goes right down the middle of the field. London overran it. Zaghetti was there. Hicks, an experienced campaigner, to Levy. Who had support from Shevlin out wide. As far as Lachlan. Swans trying to link up here. Gardner, the work rate on display. Kennedy wants to feed Ham. And now Zaghetti kicks inside 50. 2-on-1. Good luck. Rivatelli was the target, but Gabby Seymour's played an excellent game today for the Richmond Footy Club.
She has, and the Swans had numbers goal side then. They worked the hands really well. But I think they just had to continue using those handball receives, particularly with Laura Gardner running past. We know she has those wheels to burn, but instead opted to go to that 2v1 to Seymour, who's been so impressive.
Conti, disposal number 16. Chopped off though by O'Sullivan. Still looking to attack through the middle. Collier. 3 minutes left in this contest. Dangerous kick. Lots of Richmond numbers around. Miller brought down. Big tackle from Berylson.
It's just been impressive too by Sydney's point of view, like just to keep playing this game out, trying things, taking the game on, bringing the ball through the middle of the ground. I mean, you got nothing to lose when there's only a few minutes left and you're taking the game on there, but...
Here's Lachlan. Support from Hurley. Good luck getting out of the grasp of Conti. Lachlan brought down by Lynch. Offensive pressure from Richmond. Excellent all day. They lead by 40 points and they lead the tackle count by 10.
I think that's proving a point to how hard it has been from Sydney today. It should be 50 metres, not giving the ball back to the player then. But Richmond's defence and pressure through the middle of the ground, just their ability to chop off Sydney's kicks and then get to that second and third phase of the contest. And just their inside 50 kicks as well, Ruby. So I'm sure we'll see be put on display again right now as they've got a free player deep inside 50, but they've been so dangerous every time they've gone inside 50.
Lynch to the hot spot. Free kick is paid. And Hosking immediately put her hand up. She wanted the moment, wanted the opportunity.
And again, another shot on goal for Sarah Hosking. She's only been able to kick the one goal, but had a couple of shots. Looked really dangerous early on and just had plenty of other contributors along the way. A really good opportunity for her to kick her second for the game.
Popular member, not just of Richmond, right around the AFLW community. She'll celebrate this one hard. It's been an epic afternoon for the Tigers in Coffs Harbour.
And just the 5 disposals with her 2 goals, but it's the work she does off the ball and defensively as well, as we see this fly here. Was it Sarah Hosking ball? I reckon she's claimed that for her own there. Right place, right time. It's landed in her hand. She's pretty happy to claim it, and rightfully so, as she puts it through. But it's the defensive pressure. It's the electricity in the feet that makes her a real presence in that forward line.
I don't know if that was her.
I'm not sure either.
Then, but claimed it.
Hey, it means that she's got 2 goals for two weeks in a row. Lots of love for the Richmond vice-captain. And a big margin this has turned into for the Tigers. Gardner wraps up Egan. Got stars all over the field, but it has been quite an even contribution across the page for Richmond today. Well played by Kennedy, accelerated the way out of the stoppage. Privatelli will get the free kick.
Isn't she tried hard all day, hasn't she, Privatelli? I mean, there's only so much you can do with the inside 50s. They've only had the 23 inside 50s throughout this game. She's had to work hard up and down the ground to get her opportunity, taking the 7 marks, having a few score involvements and another shot on goal here.
Sydney's #1 goal kicker across the past 3 seasons. Doesn't have the legs in the end. A tired kick from Beck Privatelli, who's had to work so hard across the day, as Ellie has mentioned. 20 seconds of the contest.
I feel like Privatelli just rushed that one. It didn't seem like her usual lead up to a goal.
You're right, from a Richmond point of view, they've had so many contributors across the board. Mackenzie, we've obviously highlighted quite a fair bit, but Dempsey's been huge.
And gets the hand pass away. Kennedy trying to find some space. She doesn't in the end. It'll be a free kick, though, coming back. Coming back to the Swans. Final seconds of this one. Richmond set the tone early with a 5-goal blitz. And they claim their 2nd win on the trot. And kick their 2nd highest score in their AFLW history. And send a statement to the rest of the competition. respectable goal kickers today. 3 to Katie Brennan and a couple each to Shevlin Ford and Sarah Hosking. And Montana Ham was the star for Sydney. That's a pretty impressive afternoon at the office. Ruby and Ellie for Ryan Ferguson's side there. Momentarily in the top 4, but that percentage looking nice as well. And after going down to West Coast in round 1, they've looked strong in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, they have. They bounced back last week against the Giants, and then today they came out with a real statement, didn't they? Kicking some crucial goals early on. Katie Brennan with 3 goals in the first term, looked really lively. Hosking with the goal early on in the game. Just a run and carry and dash was huge to start off with, and they finish off that performance nicely.
Ellie McKenzie, one of the best players on the ground. She's with Isabella Leenbrugen.
Ellie, a statement win, we've just labelled it for your girls. A complete 4-quarter performance as well. How pleasing was that to see?
Yeah, we're really excited. I think we came here wanting to prove a point, and obviously Sydney are a really good team, and we know they bring the pressure. Chloe being an out, and even Ali Morford as well. Pretty big for them, but we knew they were still going to bring the heat, and they did. And for us, it was about bringing that 4-quarter effort. We probably haven't done that the last couple of weeks, but it feels like we did that today, and really pleased with the result.
And we've been singing your praises in commentary all day. Your best game of the season so far on the stat sheet. What was behind it? You must have been feeling amazing.
I don't know if I was feeling amazing. It's pretty hot out here, but I think for me, having a year out of the game really made me, miss it, and I wanted to come out here and sort of build on my last couple of weeks and just keep building for the girls and playing team football.
And 2 wins on the trot now, really laying the platform for a really strong season for your girls.
Yeah, I think every win here is crucial, and it's going to be a really tight competition this year. So getting the win here today away, and hopefully we can go into that condensed period of the season and bring a bit of confidence from this game, but really hit the ground running and know that we've got to still bring it every week.
Well done today. We'll let you go enjoy it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Star Ellie McKenzie, career high day for her. There's Richmond's next 4 games coming up. Carlton in 5 days' time, then a 5-day break to Port Adelaide, a 5-day break there to the Kangaroos, and a 6-day break as well to the Magpies. It is, and you two will know all about it, Ruby and Ellie. It's going to be a very interesting time to see how this condensed period goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for my team, the Pies, we obviously played last night against Brizzy. We've got 3 days, and then we face Eagles on Tuesday, and it's a lot of teams in that period as well. So yeah, it is interesting.
They'll sing it loud and proud in the middle of Coffs Harbour. Yellow and black with a 46-point win.
They're fast. They're powerful.
All right, folks, there you have it. Big win to the Richmond Tigers. They did it well today, 10-8-68, defeating the Sydney Swans 3-4-22. Tigers putting on 2 goals, 5 in that final quarter. Kept Sydney scoreless, just way too good. They look pretty good there to the Tigers. And of course, got a happy Richmond supporter out there in Ryan, who enjoyed the day at the football. Hope you enjoyed it there. Get down amongst them and sing the song, Ryan. That's fantastic. Sniper, g'day, bro. Welcome in. Eddie G. Warray Vlogs and Ebony, of course, coming in late. Thanks, Brett. But that is about all we've got for you on this game here, folks. Don't forget, later on, hopefully we'll cover the Port Adelaide Fremantle AFLW game. And it comes up at about 4:30 Melbourne time, in about 2 hours' time. And, of course, tonight. Don't forget tonight, folks, the big game at about 7:30 Melbourne time. GWS Giants taking on the Brisbane Lions in the men's semi-final AFL action. Should be an absolute ripper of a game tonight. Don't go anywhere. Don't miss that. Make sure you get here. We'll be doing that stream live action here tonight. All right, folks. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. I hope you enjoyed another game of the AFLW action here between Sydney Swans and Richmond. It was Richmond big winners by 46 points. Of course, the poll, you got it right today, folks. 54% went for Richmond to win. Of course, 45% went for the Sydney Swans from the 22 votes polled there today. that we had in the chat. All right, folks, thanks so much, everyone, for coming in. That's me over and out. Ciao for now, and we'll see you in the next game, which will be live. Ciao, folks.